Para 29, stage of completion. Stage of completion can be calculated as follows, that is the methods of calculating the stage of completion. The first method is percentage of completion. How to calculate that? Is equal to cost incurred till date divided by total estimated cost of contract. Second method is survey method. Third is physical proportionate method. So this is just a method. The important one is this. I am writing important over here. So percentage of completion. How to calculate the percentage of completion of the contract? It is cost incurred till date divided by total estimated cost of the contract. This is a pure theory. Only when you will be solving sums, there is a sum based on this also. This particular para. When you will be solving the sum, you will find there is no need of studying this para. You will automatically come to know, but the direction is given in this accounting standard 7, how to apportionate the percentage of completion in this method. Okay, now the last and very most important para of this accounting standard 7 is para 35. What does para 35 says? I'll give you the overview. Para 35 says whenever you incur any losses from construction contracts, such losses or such expenses, you can say it, or you can say it losses also, should be recognized immediately. Okay, so now let's see how does this para guides you. Para 35. Para 35 says whenever it is probable that the cost the total contract cost exceeds the total contract revenue, the expected loss should be recognized as an expense bracket loss immediately, irrespective of one, stage of completion of contract, second, whether work has commenced or not, third, profit on other contract which are not treated as single contract. Okay, a small shortcut for this. Para 35 is equal to losses is equal to total contract cost less total contract revenue is equal to loss. Such losses should be recognized immediately, that is, create provision. So this is the most important para of AS7. So let's go into detail. Firstly, please copy para 29, then we'll go in para 35 and we'll talk about it. Please pause the video and copy that much first. I hope you all have done. Firstly, we'll discuss this, then only we'll copy it. Okay. Whenever, firstly, whenever it is probable, whenever probable means possible, whenever it is possible that the total contract cost exceeds the total contract revenue, that means the expected loss should be recognized. The expected loss that may arise in the future should be recognized as an expense that is lost immediately, comma. What does this mean? This means the prudence concept that we have studied already in AS1. As per prudence, the losses should be recognized immediately. That means the future losses should be recognized immediately, and the profit of the future should be recognized whenever the actual profit is recognized. Okay. When we have to do this, when we have to record such losses immediately, irrespective of stage of completion of contract, irrespective, that means we should not consider the stage of completion as a hurdle while doing this, while applying this para, and then whether the work has commenced or not, even if the work has even whether the contract has started or not, and before that only there is expected loss, such losses should be recognized immediately. And this third para is irrelevant with this part, but it is given in this para, so we'll read it and just read it and leave it. Profit on other contract which are not rated as single contract. So there is a shortcut, that is losses is equal to total contract cost minus total contract revenue, and such losses should be recognized immediately, that is create provision for that. Okay, so firstly we'll revise the entire AS7 construction contract, then only we'll move on to the sum. That is the last part of this chapter, and it is a very small AS. So what does AS7 says? AS7 says construction contract. What does para 1 says? Para 1 says that construction contract is applicable only to the constructors. So that is very obvious. Then we have a definition. This definition will be helpful for you all when I'll be teaching you cost accounting construction contract chapter. So just we'll read it once again. Construction contract is specifically negotiated for a construction of an asset or a combination of an asset. Fixed price contract is where contractor agrees to a fixed price subject to escalation clause. Escalation clause will again study in construction contract in cost accounting, because escalation clause has no major application in accounting, that is financial accounting group 1. Cost plus contract. What does cost plus contract mean? Cost plus contract is where contractor receives the whole cost incurred plus percentage margin for his fees. If you haven't copied it, please pause the video and copy. I just give 3 seconds until, please pause and copy. I hope you all have copied. If not, rewind the video and do that. Then we'll see para 10. What does para 10 says? Para 10 is contract revenue. The major part is when you give a contract to a contractor, there are revenues and there are costs. That means there is income and there is expenses. So income means contract revenue and expense means contract cost. So what is contract revenue? Contract price should comprise, that is contract revenue should comprise of initial revenue agreed between the contractor and the contractee plus any variation that take place while the application of the contract. So that forms total revenue. Okay, what does para 15 says? Para 15 says contract cost. Contract cost, it is irrelevant in the financial accounting, but we'll read it. It has an application in cost accounting that there will go in detail, so you just need to write this. Okay, contract cost comprises of direct cost, attributable cost, allocated cost, those costs which are specifically charged to the customer under contract. So no more light on this, that's enough for this para 15. Then para 25 says stages of completion. As I told you, the construction contract takes more than 2 to 3 years. So how to account? The financial year starts from 1st April to 31st March. So during that period, how much percentage of the contract, that means the asset, has completed? So it is important to know. So it is also known as percentage completion method, on the basis of which, on the basis of the percentage of completion of the contract, will recognize the revenue in the P&L account. Okay, the contractor have to recognize the revenue in his account. That means the contractee also need to know how much percent of the initial revenue that they have agreed he has to pay to the contractor. Okay, Then para 29. Para 29 says stages of completion can be calculated as follow. It is just the method, percentage of completion method. In this, we'll calculate the percentage as cost incurred till date plus total estimated cost of the contract, or survey method or physical proportionate method. Physical proportionate method means you have given a contract of building 20 assets, out of which only 4 assets have been completed in a first year. So that means 4 divided by 20 comes to calculate the percentage. Okay, I don't expect you all to, that means 20% only. Okay, then let's move on to para 35. Whenever it is probable, what does para 35 says? Firstly, just understand that whenever there is a loss in the contract, such losses, that means the total contract cost minus total contract revenue is equal to loss. Whenever there is such loss, such losses should be recognized immediately, or we have to create a provision. So we'll read it and finish it off. Whenever it is probable that the total contract cost exceeds the total contract revenue, the expected loss should be recognized as an expenses or loss immediately, irrespective the stages of completion of the contract, whether work has commenced or not. Profit on other contract which are not treated as single contract. I hope this is clear. The theory part comes to an end of AS7.